Hello Willow class, it's Miss Pinderwhite here, and today's date is Thursday the 28th of January, and this is your learning journey. Okay, can we remember the actions for our question? Let's do it together. How important are hedgehogs in the garden food chain? Now yesterday you did some fantastic grouping of things, and we thought about things that were living, things that were non-living, so that had never been alive, and some things that once were alive, and you picked out 3 different things to tell me how you knew whether they were living, non-living, or were once living. So well done for that. Super scientists. Okay, so look, if we have a look in our 3 circles, we can reflect that actually we have done this part. We've compared some differences between living and non-living things. We know hedgehogs are living, and we can think about what all living things need. I'm going to think about that in a bit more detail soon. So well done for that. Okay, today we're going to have another go at grouping some things in different ways, just like you did yesterday. And we're going to think about what hedgehogs need. Okay, so we looked at this yesterday, didn't we? And we said that all living things react to their surroundings. All living things need air. So hedgehogs are small mammals, they're animals. They need to breathe in oxygen just like we do. All animals need to eat, so they need to get their energy from somewhere. So all living things need to feed, and animals will eat food. All living things grow. All living things reproduce, and some of you told me that baby hedgehogs are actually called hoglets, which is really cute, isn't it? And of course, all animals and living things need to get rid of waste. So today we're going to focus on this part, and we're going to think about what hedgehogs need to eat. Okay, so they're living things, they need to eat. What do they need to eat? Okay, so we're finding out about a hedgehog's diet. So what they eat, what they live on. Now yesterday we started looking at our book, The Hedgehog, and we got introduced to this character here, and he's called Max. And we found out that in Max's garden he found worms and snails and slugs. But if they crossed over the road in the park, they could find lots of other things that they like to eat. I'm going to read it again, and as I'm reading, see if you can think about in the text, what does it say about what hedgehogs like to eat, and some particular delicacies, so that means delicious things, that hedgehogs might find actually over in the park. So here we go. As well as worms, slugs and snails, which they could find in their own gardens, there were special attractions in the park. Mice lived under the bandstand, feasting on the crumbs dropped from listeners' sandwiches. Do they eat sandwiches? Don't think so. Frogs dwelt in the lily pond and in the ornamental gardens. Grass snakes, so grass snakes, another name for those is slow worms, slithered through the shrubbery. All these creatures were regarded as great delicacies by the hedgehogs, and they could never resist the occasional night sport in the park. That means they were going hunting for food in the park. But to reach it, they had to cross the busy road. Let's just think about our explorers. And our character here, Max, he's going to go off on a bit of an explore now. And he's got to take on a challenge of thinking about how he can get across the busy road safely, just like humans might do. So how are these hedgehogs going to get across to the delicacies on the other side? Okay, hopefully you heard lots of things that hedgehogs like to eat, because we're going to have a little bit more of a think about it now. Okay, this is where you're going to do a little bit more sorting into groups for me. So as you can see here, I've got things that a hedgehog can't eat. I've got a section here that says mini beasts. Okay, so mini beasts are invertebrates, so they're like beetles, okay, and other insects, and slugs and snails and things like that. Okay, other food and small animals. And I want you to have a go at looking at all of these foods around the outside and trying to sort them and group them into the right place. Okay, so have a little think now. You don't have to write it down at the moment, but you can do if you want to. You could just have a little think, and then once you're ready, play the video and see if you would have sorted all these foods into the same sections that I've done. Okay, here we go. So let's have a look. Can we fill in this section first? So what are mini beasts? So invertebrates, like insects. So we could have worms. Oh, slow worms I picked up there. I meant to pick up worms. Slugs. What else can we put in there? Seeds? No. Beetles. Snails. Anything else we can put in there? We'll come back to it later if we need to. Now, what small animals did it say that hedgehogs might eat if they get the chance? They have to be quick, okay, and have to be there because otherwise the hedgehogs wouldn't be able to catch them. So we could put mice in that group, frogs, but only if they can catch them and small enough for them to eat. What else could we put in there? Now, I don't know if we've got anything else. Oh, we could put slow worms in there and grass snakes. So, what can't they eat? Can they eat cat biscuits? Well, actually, they can. And to try and attract hedgehogs into your garden, some people leave out things like cat biscuits and dog food, so like canned dog food. And they do eat birds' eggs sometimes if they drop down. They'll eat those, and seeds from bird feeders. Now, we're left with some things here, things that they can't eat, like peanuts. They're not good for them at all. Milk and cheese, because milk and cheese both have something called lactose in them, and that upsets hedgehogs' tummies, so they can't have those. I wonder if you put these in the same sections as me, and I wonder if you can think of anything else that could go in each of the sections. Okay. Here's your task for today. I would like you to have a go at doing a little mind map, and it looks a bit like this. You've probably seen one before, using the information that we just looked at together. So in the middle here, I've got a picture of my hedgehog. You can draw a picture of a hedgehog if you like. And I've got a title there saying a hedgehog's diet, so what a hedgehog likes to eat. And can you see I've got all these different groups coming off of them. So here I've got insects and mini beasts, and I've got beetles, snails and slugs. I've not filled it all in because I'd like you to have a go at filling the rest in as well. Okay, and you could always draw a picture as well to go with it. I've got things that they can't eat, like milk, cheese. Can you remember what else they can't eat? You can always go back to the slide before if you want to, and you could even do some research of your own as an extra challenge. And pet food, so in here I might put something like cat biscuits, or I might put something like dog food. And down here I put if they catch them, so if they're quick enough to catch them, like frogs, slow worms and mice. And I wonder if you can find out anything else from your research. Have a go at trying to set out your page a little bit like this. You might need an adult to help you, okay, but I think you can have a go now in year 2. All right. Tomorrow we're going to use this information to write a menu fit for a hedgehog. So good luck today, and don't forget to take a photo to upload it to Class Dojo.